Welcome to the Planet Paintball Podcast, the ultimate podcast for paintball enthusiasts. Each week, we dive into the world of paintball, bringing you stories, insights, and tips from players, coaches, and industry insiders. Sponsored by 1023 Sportswear. Looking for high-quality gear that performs as hard as you do? Check out 1023 Sportswear. And as a listener of the Planet Paintball Podcast, you can get 20% off your order with the code Planet Paintball. Suit up, save big, and play your best.
All right, welcome back to the Planet Paintball Podcast, brought to you by 1023 Sportswear. That is TEN, the numbers 23, sportswear.com for all your soft good apparel. They're your Southeast custom house. And Southwest Paintball, we just lost Mike. That's all right. We're going to keep ripping it. Southwest Paintball in Bayfield, Colorado. Go out there and tell John Planet Paintball sent you and have a good time. Speaking of Southwest Paintball, I got the boys from Southwest Sabotage with me today. Took long enough to get you guys on. If Tony didn't tell you, I had invited him on early, and
Dude, Tony don't say nothing. Tony doesn't say nothing.
Yeah, Tony's a ghost by nature. The best dude, yeah, but he knows when to stay out of it.
Tony don't say nothing.
So let's go around the table here. Bear, we'll start with you. Just introduce yourself so that people can get used to your voice, and tell us when you started playing paintball.
Sure, yeah. Bear, real name Albert. Everybody, the last 15 years plus has called me Bear. So that's that's how I introduce myself to these guys. I started playing paintball like most people started playing paintball, a birthday party, right? Out at, ironically enough, I think it's so cool. You guys are playing at paintball. I was my first field was Wild Planet Paintball. That was the name of the field out in Arizona. So I'm currently in Colorado. Moved here recently, the last couple of years. ARZ out in the desert down south towards Tucson. Yeah, Casa Grande, if you're familiar with the area. And got hooked. Said, hey, let's go. I want to do this again. Begged mom and dad, let's go do this again. And got out there. My pops took me out. Ironically enough, my pops knew the owner, happened to owe him some money. So the deal they worked out was, hey, it's water under the bridge. It was over a year ago. The money is whatever, but I want you to instead employ my son as a referee here because he wants to do this. And so I got to start refereeing on, a handshake deal under the table type thing. So I refereed there for quite a while. That was probably 2005 I started, had the birthday party, 2006, 7, started working there and doing things, bought a gun, went through a couple of guns, did my first rookie tournament. They just hosted something there with the 98 custom. It was like rentals and 98 only tournament. Lovely stuff. And just kind of went from there, started playing XPSL with the family team, my cousin, his best friend, a couple of guys from high school, a couple of referees from the field. Started playing. Played a couple of events with XPSL and fizzling. But and then I put down the sword for all of trying to go to college and build a career and do all that stuff, build a life, move out of Arizona. Finally found these guys in Bayfield through John and Tony. Tony's the man. Yeah, Tony was man of the booth at a 4th of July thing, I think it was, right?
4th of July, yep.
Might have been. Yeah, 4th of July. So they were doing a 4th of July, gel blaster thing for the kids, which is awesome, which of course now I've helped John with a couple of times. But they said, hey, we're doing paintball. I said, no way. So I still have my gear. So let's fire it up and see what happens.
Nice. Mike, welcome back. Hey, real quick, man, see if you are closed out on the laptop because it's still trying to connect.
Okay, yeah. I got that.
And while you're doing that, Tony, tell us how you found paintball, man.
Yeah, bro. So my name's Tony Main. Honestly, I'm a late bloomer. Like everybody else, I was invited. I want to say a birthday party. I don't even have an age. We'll say like 10, 11. My neighbors from across the street had invited me to go with them. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, originally South Side. So I had the opportunity to go check out the legendary Badlands without even knowing anything about it, any of that nature. I was just invited, so I tagged along. Early on, I I caught the bug, but I also had a crazy gnarly first experience, which kind of like set me to be like, damn, I don't even know if I like this. But honestly, we were playing a woods ball game, and I went out of the arena area. I didn't read the orange tape, and I fell into like a creek in like like 50, 60-degree weather, and I was soaked on the first point, it felt like. And I played the whole day just wet, and it was not fun, and my socks were wet, and it just wasn't a good time. So I remember coming back and telling my mom, I had a fun time, but I don't know if I would do it again. Fast forward about, I want to say 2 years ago now, uh, my buddy had a bachelor party at Paintball Explosion in Illinois. So I went out there, and it was a completely different experience. I had a blast. I was with all my friends, and it was just tactical warfare, man. It was a bunch of grown-ups just shooting people with paintball guns. I had this like specific memory of we were playing at the Nuketown that they're known for, and I ran down my buddy's dad, and I lit him up, and you can just hear him yelping in one of the houses. And I remember coming back out and just letting my boy know that, like, yo, like, I want to play paintball. So at that moment, I got bit by the bug. And then it's crazy how the universe works, because fast forward a little bit, I was invited to go play paintball right after John's birthday. So it was just a small session before the field even opened. He had just had his birthday. A bunch of people he had known played, and he invited one of my friends to go play. He told him to go just invite him a bunch of people. He had everything set. So I was one of the people that got invited. Um, and sure enough, I was the first one there and the last one to leave. And then I was there the next week, and then the following week, and then the following week. And honestly, John Blanco with Southwest Paintball really took me under his wing and set the bar of what paintball is for me. Like Bear, I kind of just hung around, and I helped John build the field, so I got to see it from like the scrimps. I got to see it from before, the before the airball field, the beginning of the junkyard field. And I was out there just we were in the trenches. We really built up the field, and John saw that I was taking it serious, and I was one of the more serious ones out of the group. So he took me to my first street ball event at Ruckus in New Mexico, in Albuquerque. So he had taken me to my first street ball event. At that time, I had bought like a semi-auto gun, E-Tech or whatever, off the BST for $500, and I went and played my first tournament, and I was playing on semi the whole game, and I was having not a gun time because everyone else was ramping me up, and so Blanco actually blessed me with his dope anodized GO4, and from there, um, I fell in love with the essence of speedball at that moment. And the next weekend, man, John opened up the case of an amethyst, a beautiful purple GO4, and said if I was willing to work the paintball field, and he would bless me with my first gun. So he actually let me work off my first paintball gun that I still use today. That's my baby. That's my Ripper. I'm loyal to her, and she's got me through a lot of battles. But John opened that door for me, and since then, I've been hooked on paintball.
And you went heavy into it. I won't blow your spot up, but you went heavy into it.
Heavy into it, yeah. I'm in
it. Mike, tell us how you found paintball, brother.
Yeah, so I started in 2009. I came back home from college for the summer, and I stayed at a buddy's house in Illinois. That's where I'm from, and he has like his parents had like 200 acres for cattle property, and he played like in like a couple of years ago, like in high school, like before like the 2008 kind of like crash and everything kind of fell apart a bit. But I went out there and you know got like just a 98 custom, and he and I just went out and just in the woods and shot each other up, and I was like, this is awesome. So I went out and got a Tib 98 custom and a mask for $70, and we ended up pulling in like 6 guys for the summer. Like every Wednesday and Sunday we'd go out there and like play paintball, and then we'd have a few beers afterwards, and it was just like the thing we did in the summer, and I was hooked. So after that, like the end of the summer, my buddy brought out his old shoebox shocker that he just like finally fixed up, and like I got to shoot that for the first time. I've seen the videos of like tournament paintball, and I was like, these guys are like wasting so much money shooting all this paint. I'll never do that. And then I got that shoebox shocker, and I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So yeah, from there it just kind of took off. Started playing 2-mans and 3-mans and eventually 5-mans, and I just couldn't stop.
So did you play in Louisiana a lot? When did you find Southwest paintball?
Okay, so yeah, I want a little story here, I guess. Yeah, so like I was kind of coming back from college when I started that summer. Like I was coming back to like community college. My buddies were at community college going away, so I found paintball, and then everybody left that fall, and I was like, dude, I gotta find a way to keep playing this sport. I love it so much. So I found a local field, found a local college as well that had indoor reball. I kind of I got to play reball for like about 6 months there. Met a bunch of people. Went back to college, found a club there. I played I ended up playing local tournaments into like PSP, NXL, NPPO, and my last season was in 2015. And then my wife and I moved out to Colorado in 2019, and it's like one of those things that's always been in my blood, but I just didn't have for a long time. I didn't have like the means to play. So finally kind of had the means to sort of play, and one of my work buddies was like, hey, there's a paintball field that just opened up in Bayfield, and he like sent me the link on Facebook, and I was like, let's go this weekend. So went out there. Tony was setting up the field, and I was like, oh hell yeah, he's wearing a Chicago Bulls shirt, I think. So I was like, oh, you from Chicago? Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I if I can play, man, I can't stop. It's in my bones. So I just from there just been out to Southwest as much as I can get out there.
Well, so how did it all come together to form the team? Whoever wants to take it.
Yeah, Tony?
Yeah, so Southwest Sabotage started as an idea that was brought up between me and John at first. So we were going to a ruckus a lot. We had gone to about 2 street ball events now. I was watching tournament paintball on YouTube. I went down the YouTube hole and the rabbit hole, and I wanted to create something. At the time, we had locals that would like show up weekly, hearsay, but there wasn't like a set crew just yet. And John let me know early on that if we were to ever start anything, that it would be more so a me thing, because he wants to stay back and hold down the field and make sure that the field is like locked down and we have somewhere to be. So it kind of trickled down to these different entities that kind of like floated around the field. Honestly, everyone came out, was just playing like rec ball, and we were just kind of just all getting to know each other. And like Bear had stated earlier, I met him at a 4th of July event when we were doing the Gel Blasters and trying to get our name out to the public. And then I met Mike on a random weekend. He had showed up, and I was setting up the field. And, I can tell really quick that these guys knew paintball. So I was hyped because I was like, I don't know much about paintball. I want to play paintball, but I don't know as much. So everybody kind of like trickled in. And sure enough, Southwest Sabotage started with us 3. When we went last year, we played our local RMPL. It's up in Denver, American Paintball Coliseum. And we started off as just like, hey, let's just try this out. Let's just see what's up. So we went ahead and we played a 3-man indoor tournament. And it was that essence. I have a heat press in my studio. So I heat pressed some T-shirts. And we had some long sleeves, and we went out there just rocking, and we held our own. We had no cool little pit crew. It was just us 3, and we were just locking in. And honestly, we had a blast, and the competition essence had us all kind of in a chokehold because we were like, damn, we all want more. So we kind of gravitated, and we all linked up to become kind of the 3-headed dragon. And then by, again, the beautiful universe, everyone just started to trickle down, and people that have played before started coming around, and the people who didn't have no idea about paintball but just heard about us or some way, somehow started coming through. So we had a mix of different players. So every weekend we started kind of getting together and learning the fundamentals and just kind of building a team. And from there, we locked in. And last year, we went ahead and we took on a 5-man. We had enough people for a 5-man. So we went and played RMPL again with the 5-man this time. And we acquired like I think 3 more people. I believe it was Drew. I can't even say Drew and a few others, but Michael Robinson.
And gosh, who else was out there with
Duffy.
us?
Yep, Duffy was
Yeah,
out there with us.
Adam Duffy was out there with us.
You know, but it was like these different entities that kind of all came together, and we got through our cool. I called it ground zero, because we all just came to the conclusion that we were just building at this point. Like this was the year to just build and see who's really down for the count. And come this season, 2025, we've locked in, and again we're playing RMPL, but this time we have a full crew. You know, we have a beautiful 7, and it's just crazy to be able to step back and think about how it was just an idea, kind of like a, you know, like a, hey, what if factor. And lo and behold, today, you know, we actually have a squad that's like down for the count.
So still just the one line though, right?
I feel like we have enough for 2 now.
Or
We might have enough for 2.
1.5
Mostly,
maybe.
and Tony says the beautiful universe, but it's Mike Irish above me in the stack here. That dude has invited so many people out to play that have never played and just have like this insane bug that they catch. All of them. I mean, gosh, I don't think there's been one person that you've invited out that hasn't caught the bug. I think they all have. I mean, everyone that's agreed has like went out and bought markers and might have bought a jersey. I think almost all of them bought a jersey. I mean, like it's been unreal, and I think it's just that mix of like brand new players and then players that are returning to the scene, which seems to be so common right now. And I had no idea. I had been completely detached from paintball for 15 years or so, just completely media dark, no idea what's going on in the sport. To come back into it and be like, holy crap, it's alive, and now conkers are a thing, and like what is happening right now? And then I show up to John's field with a pump because that's the only thing I had that worked, and I was like, well, all right, let's do this, and everybody's freaking out, being weird about seeing a pump, and I'm like, what do you mean? This is super normal. This is all we did in Arizona. Like this was it. 3-man pump is how I learned to play. So it's crazy. And then we just had an awesome mix. I mean, one of John's friends who played a long time is now playing with us. Ryan's playing with us. Just found random people in New Mexico. Quinn had been playing in Florida for a while and just stopped playing for a little bit, moved here, started playing again once he found us. Same with Michael Robinson. I mean, it's a similar situation, right? Stopped playing, didn't really play much even to begin with, found us, started playing, caught the bug, bought a marker, and here we are. So it's a really cool mix of people and different skill levels. And of course, John played in our tournament last year as well. I need to make sure that the honorable mentions out there. Blanco was on the field chopping it up with us last year, so that was super fun.
He coached us too. He pulled up and coached us, and when we didn't have a coach, he pulled up.
Too. Yep, for sure.
nice. So how many events have you guys gotten done this year?
2. I have 2.
Oh, did you do in the 3?
I did 3-man. And then we did a 5-man for D5 in like a month ago or so. Yeah.
Again, like half the line, is never registered for a paintball event. So, I love that. It was super awesome getting to like drag, Duffy out to a field and be like, yo, this is it. You've never been here. Like, and he still feels nervous getting on the field with all of us. He still feels like, he's not there. And I'm like, dude, you were out there doing it. You were slinging paint. We got sweet photos of you. Media took photos. You were there. So not only did media take photos, media wanted to buy his gun. I think that was hilarious. But yeah, so dude has a thing for pink, and Duffy had like I think 2 pink parts on his 160.
Nice.
Media was like, I want it. But yeah, too funny. But yeah, it's just awesome getting to bring new people out, and heck, even last week getting to see some players that we weren't sure, they weren't They haven't engaged in the tournament, situation. They haven't been to practices, and then all of a sudden they showed up to practice, and not only did they seem to have a great time, but we got to teach them a lot of things and spend a lot of time one-on-one just working on the basics, how to even begin running and gunning off the break, right? Like, you see a lot of people, crisscross walking across, trying to shoot, left-handed, not knowing how, or trying to shoot right-handed, running left, or whatever. And it's like, it's awesome to, not only see people engage with the sport and go buy guns and do things or whatever, but then be like, I'm actually going to come to a practice. I'm going to come to, we had a little clinic day with Dennis, right? That was last year as well, I think. Yeah, he showed out, did a little clinic, and the people that came out, again, people that have maybe played paintball a weekend or two, and they're willing to show up to a clinic, like, that's awesome, and have gear. Like, that's fantastic. It's such a cool experience to be able to share that with people.
Yeah, and you guys have been putting in the work. I see the Instagram posts, Wednesday night drills on the regular. A lot of you are out there every weekend. And that, that counts a lot for when you're building a team from scratch in an area that didn't have paintball before,
Yeah, exactly.
That extra time on the field it's compounding, right? Like, it's hard to get better if you're doing one day a weekend.
No,
But
I
if you're
failed
getting
to
out
mention
there,
one of our guys, but yeah, Sean came. I think he's just a Durango native that just like found it, showed up one day wearing a beat up old Red Wings shirt, and let's go play some paintball, and rental, doing his thing, got the bug, went and bought a Geo, went and bought a loader, went and bought a tank, went and bought a bunch of gear, got his flex on. Now he's out there slinging with us. He was doing great last tournament. He played the 3-man with Tony, caught a ton of confidence, and just like that shift to see somebody go from, I don't know how to better explain it, being hunted to being the hunter, right? Like, you see that shift in people where it's like, I'm not just surviving this, I'm thriving, and I want to go get people. Seeing that shift in people is super cool, and seeing that shift in confidence and just posture, the way they walk on the field, etc. Awesome. So it's super fun to see. Sorry, I can't stop talking about it enough. It's just
it's awesome.
That's the reason to be out there, is the sense of community. That's the whole reason I gravitated towards this thing. The whole reason I moved out of AZ was I wanted that community back, and paintball was at the right time, right place. John just happened to be in the right time, right place. I happen to be here, right time, right place. As Tony says, universe just made it happen, and it's too awesome. It's too awesome.
And I will add on just to that is the simple fact that, we don't have the most, tournaments under our belt and all that, but what I truly admire about like our environment and what we've built is a non-ego oriented environment. And I think that's truly important because that allows people who aren't familiar with the sport, who aren't familiar with the environment of paintball and the sport itself, kind of give them that chance almost. And it doesn't mean that we lighten up on anybody or anything. That one ball of paint will get anybody eliminated, but it's the simple fact that whether you're new or you're weathered or all that, there's room to grow always, and we all have that idea in mind, which allows all of us to kind of lock in together as one. And we all constantly want to learn. We're all learning from one another. And that's what, the tournament style is cool. I love the competition. I'm a competitive individual, but nothing beats seeing someone gain that confidence to go from being the hunted to the hunter. It's awesome to see, and it's one of those things that you kind of see pretty quick in this sport. Once people find that rhythm and they understand the concept, they're one with the movement and of that sort. It kind of like starts to showcase who they are as an individual, and then you get the people who just kind of take off with it. And our guy Sean that we've mentioned, he started off as a simple base guy who didn't really know paintball, but now he's our snake player. And he plays in front of me, I play behind him, and me and him have built this connection to where I've got to see him grow from more of a timid style individual to one of those guys who will run and gun you down. And it's just super cool to see because, our environment thrives off of that. And then the individual individual thrives off of that. So it's truly cool to be able to kind of just see that that growth come within a session.
Well, we talked about Tony's first experience with did we No, let's talk about first experience at a tournament. Okay.
Okay.
Mike, you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, do you like the 2-man's count? Do you want 2-man?
Yeah. Well,
5-man, 7-man?
break it down. The first
Break it
tournament,
down,
whatever
man.
it was.
Super. Okay, so the first tournament, this is good. So the first tournament, it was a local field. It didn't last too much longer after I started playing paintball, but they had this little, like, it was a perfectly squared field, like kind of perfect for a 2-man. But I had just gotten a DM4 off of eBay, and this is probably like, like three months into me playing paintball, maybe. And like I got like an old crossfire tank and all this stuff, and I was 20 pounds lighter at the time, and I'm already a skinny guy. So I was trying to run with this big old setup, like off the break, and like I didn't know how to like hold it or like run with it even. So like, there's people on like these like stands, bleachers behind me, just like laughing, like, what is this kid doing? But it was so much fun. There was like a regular at that field. He was a pretty decent player, and I got to make him like spend 2 minutes trying to kill me in a gun battle, before he could get me out. And just that kind of, that was enough to keep me just like, I want more, I want more, I want more. And like just those butterflies you get when you get up to the box before the buzzer goes, I can't get enough of that. Yeah.
Bear, tell us about your first one, man.
So first tournament would have been, like 2005, 2006, and it would have been, beginners only. You could only sign up if he had like never seen you or only seen you play rec ball at the field type thing. You were allowed to bring a gun, but it could have no batteries. Right? Like that was the kind of thing. So I think that was, I had a Tippmann 98 custom with the double trigger. Oh my goodness. But yeah, little, I think I even had a CO2 tank at that time because they were still doing CO2 fills. I did CO2 fills by hand, hoping it doesn't, burst every single time that you load it in the middle of the Arizona desert, no less. Like, what are we doing, man? Anyway, but yeah, it was a beginners only thing. I think I don't even remember who all played. It might have been like my little brother, my cousin, his buddy, a buddy from school type thing that all just grabbed rentals and we went and did the thing. And yeah, it was on a junkyard style field. 50 was like 3 cars stacked on top of each other. There was boats and refrigerators and dryers, and it was literally built on a landfill. That while Planet Paintball was awesome in terms of like, there was probably 8 fields there or something like that, out in the middle of the desert, which was just nuts. How these guys broke their backs building everything, I'll never know. I guess, I built one on mine. I know how it goes. Endless days in the sun. But yeah, that was it. I don't even remember if we placed, what we did, who cares? All I know is I had a bunch of fun. And that was like, okay, well, I want to do that again, but I don't want to obviously play with a 98. So I got to go figure this out. I think I went and I bought a pump off PB Nation. Some dude from California was selling a mini Oracle with a White Wolf pump kit. Still have it, still shoot it. And then started playing 3-man pump because the local team there was Wolfpack AC. I don't think there's any affiliation with any of it. So many people have had that name, I feel like, over the years.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Wolfpacks.
Wolfpacks, yeah. So Wolfpack, and they were mostly pump guys, older guys that played pump to me. Being the, 14-year-old or whatever. So, trying to learn from them. That was what the field owner did too. Joe was awesome.
Okay, wait.
I would spin.
I got to pause you real quick. All right. So your first paintball field is Wild Planet Paintball.
Yeah.
Owner is Joe.
It's Joe. Okay. Yeah. John and I talked about this. Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. And so me and John kind of share the same origin stories in that. It sounds like, I mean, he was the teenager that was at the field too much, ended up refereeing and helping out. I think we both talked about maybe sleeping on the field overnight type stuff, camping out, sleeping in a Zircon, whatever. I mean, I used to do that because in AZ it was too hot to run all day. So you would run from like AM to 9, 10, and then you would break for the day, go into town, do whatever, do your day, and then you would come back at, 10 o'clock at night and start night ball, and that would run until 1 a.m. And so that's how we played paintball. And so then it was like, okay, it's 1 a.m., 2 a.m. by the time we get, buttoned up. I'm crashing in the Zircon. I'll wake up in the morning at 5 and do it again. And that's how I all my guns. It's how I played every weekend when I wanted to play. It's how I did anything. It's probably 15 when I got that job or something like that. I mean, it was all, under the table doing the thing. I mean, that's how it was. And yeah, so then I eventually, like I said, started playing XPSL out of the Southwest, which is MPPL 7-man format. Driving out to California, my mom and dad were just awesome and supportive. They were like, this kid's never wanted to play a sport in his life. Let's get him out and do things. So he doesn't stay at home and play video games all the time. So yeah, like they supported it 100%. I remember going out there and being booed on the field the first match, our first match of the day, just being from AZ, and everybody's from California in this league. Being from Arizona, people are booing whatever, and we won 7 guns alive. Nothing beats that feeling, and that was truly it for tournament paintball. I was like, okay. Yeah, if I can go out there, be booed and hated, wearing my local paintball shop's long sleeves, like that's all we had. No names on them, no nothing, just a Mesa paintball supply, and we win that. Hell yeah, let's keep doing it. None of us had played on grass, turf ever, so our off the break, runners are sliding past their bunkers, like just full committing because they're like, well, I don't know how to slide, so like we're just gonna run them down off break and trying to make it. And I think we were 1 away from making it Sunday. And yeah, it was just like, all right, let's run it again. Let's go do the next event. I think that was in Vegas. So let's go do Vegas.
Gnarly. Love it. Tony, tell us yours, man.
Well, I did it was a street ball event for me. It was at Ruckus Paintball, and except previously, I was totally unprepared for my first tournament. But I went out there, and I remember I had a teammate, Nate Dog. He was a very aggressive teammate. He let me know everything that I did wrong, and it was one of those beautiful things because he didn't do it to like diminish me or like hurt my feelings or anything like that. It was truly one of those like, yo, I believe in you, like lock in. So I finished off my first tournament and I kind of had my head low, because I knew I could have done better. I knew things could have worked out differently if I would have known about ramping earlier in but John told me to keep my head up, and we actually he took me back to the field, and we worked on fundamentals, and then we went for another street ball event. So this was number 2 for me. And I ended up winning that tournament. Same teammate too, that dude Nate. I remember telling him like, "Yo, I remember everything you told me, and I'm gonna do everything that you told me to do, and I'm not gonna do what you told me not to do." So it's one of those things that I learned early on as a player, the do's and don'ts. But like, don't keep looking a million ways when you're playing one bunker. You know what I mean? So it was just little stuff like that, and it was cool because we ended up winning that next street ball event, and from there I was like, okay, cool. Like I got a little taste of some dubs. So after that, I truly just locked in and kind of took a hiatus a little bit on the tournament setting because again, we were just playing street ball and doing whatever we can, just me and John. And then my next thing after that street ball event was playing World Cup with you. So that was like my third kind of like intro to like tournament style paintball. That was the first time I ever went to a paintball event, was World Cup. And we were playing what's called Mounds. And it was still to this day my favorite paintball experience. Like I love my boys. I love airball and all that. But being in the trenches in that Florida mist, when you couldn't see nothing and all you saw was tree branches, and you knew there was a whole other team that was on the other side of that thick ass fog, like it was just truly one of those things that I felt like I was in a video game. So that was like my like the first time that I was like in an ongoing bracket and everything was going and people had their own little spots to set up and it was a whole day thing. That was when I was truly like, oh dude, like this paintball environment is something that I want to be a part of.
Yeah, that was a good one. Did you last year, man?
I
I
know,
know I
bro.
got to see you there,
I
but I
know.
missed having you on the
But
field.
I was there in spirit, bro. The babushka was there in spirit, man. Trust me.
Hey, if you boys want to come out to World Cup, I'll find some guys and we'll do something. Especially if you guys want to do mounts.
Dude, we'll be absolute sabotage.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with rocking Southwest
Dude, we'll
Sabotage.
bring it all together, man. Cause yeah,
Bring it
no,
all together.
Absolute Sabotage is pretty dope.
dude. Yeah, because we were when we all played, we were absolute carnage, and we had long sleeves made, and it was cool. It was cool. Like they blessed me with one. They didn't even know me, and they blessed me with one, and right away they all took me under their wing. So it was like that family essence, real early on that I got a taste of it. And again, it all goes back to the community essence of like what this sport does. And before you know it, they were sharing their food and their water, and they were making sure that I was hydrated and I was alive. And they took me in right away, and it was just one of those things that like I truly look back on and I appreciate to the fullest because not only is it a good story, but it makes my heart warm, man. It's beautiful.
That was one of my favorite tournaments. Got to meet you, got to meet a couple other guys there, but got to hang out with John. That was the first time I'd seen John in like
Years.
Yeah. Like we had talked back and forth, but it was the first time in years. So we're gonna do something different that I've never done on here before. We're gonna do a giveaway. So I got a Southwest t-shirt here. All right.
Hell yeah.
So it's a large. All you got to do to enter is when this comes out on YouTube, go to the YouTube comments and type in your first tournament. And after about a week, I'll close it out. We'll take the names, do a random drawing, and someone will get blessed with a large Southwest t-shirt and a bunch of Planet Paintball stickers.
Heck yeah.
So John sent a couple out, and I've been holding on to that last one to do something fun with. So it only seems fitting to do it with you guys.
Love it. It's an honor.
So what's the plan for Sabotage going forward? How many more events you got in the year? What's up?
Mike, that's on you, but
yeah, it's me. So all right, we started out the year, we played D5 for the first event. And actually our first 5-man together, we played D4.
Okay.
Like it was one of those things where it was, me, Bear, and Tony, like after that first 3-man, and we're like, if we build it, they will come, hopefully. And it was, they did, but just too late. And then people wanted to play a tournament and all the spots were taken up. So dude, like 9:00 at night, I'm messaging people like 2 weeks beforehand. And like, I ended up like, I got us a spot, but it's D4. Should we go? Should we not? And I'm like, we're doing it. Let's just go. So that's why John jumped in and helped us out and, grabbed another guy from the Denver area. But so normally we've been playing D5. We're kind of at that cusp now where we have 3 D4 players. So it's kind of tough to we had to let one of the guys sit, Sam, and help us coach for this last event. And I was like, dude, he's been coming out, putting out the work. So, and then serendipitously, the D5 spots filled up right after that first event. So we're playing D4 for the next one in July.
Okay.
In July. So do RMPL there. And then there's another one in October we're hoping to get to. Right now we've actually got 9 guys on the roster plus staff. That's pretty cool. Like we've got we're 6 hours from Denver, which is like our local tournament, right? Like so it's to see like not only that the fact that we can get people interested enough to go up there for that, but also to be like, hey guys, I took off work, we're coming up to help pit for you guys. That's Melissa and Julie, and it's really nice to have that support. We're playing D4 for the next one. We got a packed roster, fresh legs all around. Hopefully this next one, but spoiler alert, Tony's got a little one coming. Yeah. So hopefully we got him for this last one too in October, or October. For the tournament, I'm not sure. I don't. You guys are October.
I'm October.
I
Yeah.
I gotta check my schedule. I'm supposed to be in Vegas for a conference.
But yeah, it's been pretty cool though as far as like the transition for the field goes. Last year it's kind of like everybody comes out and is like just shooting hoops, And this year it's a different story. You know, we're practicing. If it's not like a full field, we're just out there running drills, and then otherwise we're doing scrimmages with, you know, luckily we found the elusive guys from nearby Farmington that are awesome. Those guys got like 2 lines that come out and scrimmage with us, and guys from down in Ruckus, 68 Specials. We're really grinding pretty hard this year to kind of dial ourselves in and be a competitive team. We've got all the weapons. It's just time to put all the pieces together, and hopefully, you know, next year's another story. We're pretty much there with 2 lines already. We're starting to call it A team, B team. I mean, and just like kind of get people ready for it. Like, hey, you're coming in, and you may not know it yet, but you're going to be playing tournament paintball next year.
There you go.
I mean, when we're filling scrimmages, and you know, we got another team coming up, they've got 2 lines, and it's like, hey, we pretty much got 2 lines if all the homies come out. You know, maybe not all of them played a tournament, maybe they haven't committed to that, but like if they're willing to come out for a scrimmage, like let's run 2 lines. And so, yeah, that happened. It sounds like in team name, those guys, right? Just to be clear, are coming out again, I think, this weekend. So yeah, I think they bring in a line. So we should hopefully be able to fill a line and, you know, play some real paintball, which is a ton of fun out there in Southwest. We just went through the effort of regridding everything. I just shirred up all the work that Mike laid out last year, put in some, you know, high vis markers to really make it happen. We've got, you know, shirted up, added a 10 feet on each side, made it right. We're going to have full size NXL. It's a little lumpy. It's a little dry. We got all the bunkers out there, which is all that matters. And of course, I'm the Arizonan that's going, you know, coolest day of paintball I've ever played in my life. Every time it's not 110, we're good. Yeah, no problem. So we'll take it. But yeah, it's a blast.
So you guys are kind of like a little oasis for paintball in your area, you know. It's
Yeah.
6 hours to Denver.
Got to go 6 hours either way to find paintball.
Yeah.
3 hours to Albuquerque as well. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 hours to Albuquerque. So how are you guys getting teams to come up?
John,
They just want to play at Southwest.
John?
Yeah,
Is it John?
John, let's just say John. My answer's John. Yeah,
he's such a charismatic person. I mean, people love him. Yeah. He's made such an impression on people in like between like Denver and Albuquerque, which is a big range. Everywhere we go, people are like, "Hey, tell John I said hi." He's the spirit of the team. You know, we just try to kind of do our best to honor that and keep that intact. Okay, the guys that we don't want to go somewhere and be associated with like, hey, these are John's guys, and we're a bunch of like assholes. We want to make sure that everywhere we go, we represent what John, you know, what John laid before us, I guess.
I'm very strict on that. Like wherever we go and all that, you know, I like to make sure that we hold our head high, but at the same time, you know, everybody does know in some way, shape, or form we're connected with John Blanco. So I honor him to the fullest, and I always want to make sure that you know, we get good things told about us when, you know, they talk to John.
Well, he's definitely a community builder, right?
Yeah.
But it sounds like you guys are community builders too, because it takes more than one to build a community.
Oh, it takes a village, man. It takes a village.
And you guys are building a really cool community out there, and I feel very blessed to have gone to know you, Tony, and know John, and like gotten to watch like the field and the community be built, and then watch you guys go out and play some more. I've never met you two in person before, but like, when you're playing an event, like I'm watching the APA and like how the Sabotage boys doing.
Yeah,
like,
thank you.
It means a lot.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it means a lot.
Well, let's end with something fun. Your funnest or your favorite memory from paintball, whether it's with Sabotage or without, or you could do one of each. Mike, you want to take it?
Man, start with me. You know, I've been really lucky. I had like a 6-year run before I took a break and came out to Southwest, and I was lucky enough to, you know, kind of go 0 to 60, and end playing D3. But I got to play Huntington Beach before that was over, NPPL. That was fantastic. I've gotten to meet like my favorite people in the world have all been through paintball. I don't know. I mean, just, you know, there's a lot. Let's start with kind of one of my biggest fun goof ups in a tournament. You know, my first year playing 5-man, going, you know, trying to figure out the pits and getting on the field quickly, I went out and I forgot my pod pack. And so, the point starts. I get my rope off in the initial part of the game, get to my primary bunker, go to reload, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot my pod pack, and I yelled it as like loud as I could, like it was like not realizing it, but it was really funny. Yeah, so my I was playing the two, so my one in front of me, just like like kind of like a little Easter bunny, dropped a pod for me every bump, so we could kind of close out the point nice and clean. But yeah, there's too many to. That's hard.
Gosh, yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of good moments, and just finding paintball in Colorado, I think is just that moment deserves its own honorable mention. Just seeing like a logo that resembles, PSP kind of thing out
Yeah.
in the wild and being like, wait a second, this connects us, something in my brain that goes back 15 years and like, what is that doing here? Is a pretty cool moment. But actually like getting to enjoy paintball, probably my mom taking me out to go do 2008, I think it was PSP World Cup, and then that was when they had the weird like NXL league. It was touring with PSP, but there were two separate leagues, and those
Yeah.
teams couldn't be on. Yeah, like NXL teams couldn't play PSP, PSP teams couldn't play NXL. NXL was pro, kind of. It was a weird time in paintball. But yeah, my favorite team was Avalanche, Warp Sports, that whole thing. I mean, yeah, so that jersey right there is all autographed from the dudes that were
Nice.
the line that was playing NXL back then. Yeah, so like, just weren't a vacation family. Going to Florida was never in the car. That was unheard of. We had never been to Disney World before, and my mom made it work that, hey, let's go to Disney World. We're not going to go to the parks because we can't afford it, but we're going to stay at Wild Warm Sports and go to, PSP/NXL World Cup. And get to experience that, '08 Ego had just dropped. Like everybody was drooling. It was, just incredible time. And then to get to see, Avalanche walking to the pits and be like, yo, I'm wearing a jersey, like, please autograph this. I have a Sharpie in my pocket, and some of those guys being like, this is my first autograph because, Avalanche was a kind of a feeder team.
Yeah, they were like a dirt rocker too. That was
Yeah,
Brandon
so just
Mayo, right? And Carl
Mayo,
Mikowski.
yeah, he's on
Yeah.
there, yeah. So yeah, it was just a unique time, I guess. And so yeah, I'd gotten that, and then I can barely see it. There's gold up there somewhere, but that's a dark mark from around that time when they had released those, and so that I bought direct from Warp through PG Nation, whoever the Connect was. I don't know who exactly it was, but yeah, got all that, and that to me I think is probably like just getting to experience World Cup, getting to see tournament paintball outside of a local regional tournament, getting to see World Cup.
Tony?
Cool. Well, I got two, man. Honestly, like kind of more personal, but it was probably this last tournament that I had with the boys, D5. My wife and my mom. My mom flew from Chicago, and she came for the day to come watch me play, and it was just so cool to just have my mom and my wife, two people that I truly love and admire, but they don't really know, they don't see me play paintball. They don't really know about it other than me talking about it. And even then, they're kind of looking at me with a blank stare because they don't know my dialect. But, just to be able to have them in that environment, and they got to just be a part of the team for the day, and everybody on the team just show nothing but love and respect. And it's something that I truly like hold to my heart. And my mom had a blast, and, my wife was a trooper, and, she had a great time. And it was overall just like a very special moment for me. So that's probably got to be like my number one, and a close number two would honestly have to be, I'm very close with the enemy of the state first degree line, so I get to be a part of that circle as well. And this past event in Cincinnati after the tournament, We had all gotten together and we all went to B-dubs, like 30 deep. And it was the only place in the boonies of Cincinnati that would fit all of us was B-dubs. And it was during the NBA finals. And we just had 4 long ass tables with nothing but just dogs. And I remember just stopping at the head of the table and just looking down and seeing everybody just laughing and joking and just telling myself that, like, yo, paintball brought you here. You know what I mean? And it was truly one of those things that, like, I took, and I didn't want that day to end. Honestly, that was like one of those days that, like, I truly locked in as a gold memory and cherished truly. So those
Those are good ones.
both personal, yeah. But yeah, no, I look at the more sentimental side of it for sure.
Well, let's just shout out the sponsors, the guys who are equipping you and supporting you. Whoever wants to do it.
Hey, Tony?
Yeah, cool. Hey, shout out Southwest Paintball, man. Shout out John Blanco. He's the head of the table, man. And a shout out to Never Been Better Studios. They're over here creating cool stuff for us. And shout out Enemy of the State for sponsoring us this year and making sure that we were decked out with fly uniforms.
New jerseys look good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Must have been a hell of a designer that whipped those up.
Yeah, I know a guy. I know the guy. We're cool. So, you know.
We know someone.
Yeah, shout out those boys, man.
Well, real quick, we got a couple extra minutes. Where are you guys shooting this year?
What are
We'll
we
start
shooting?
with Mike again. Yeah, what are you shooting this year?
Oh, dude, I got here 2 seconds. I got a Geo 3.5. Let's see here. Gotta show you.
It's right around the corner. I love it. Love it. He does. He's one of those guys that keeps it all set up. I can't. I don't know.
It travels
go back
easier,
in the
man.
box.
It's slow.
I
for me to
know, I
get-
know.
You know, this is, dude, I love this thing.
I can't go get mine, so you win.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they got the nice, beautiful orange going, but yeah, I think it shoots laser beams. I love the way it shoots. But yeah.
Bear?
Yeah, so I got lucky, right? I came back in when dark was coming back. That was what we shot before, so I was like, well, got to get a dark again, right? So I ended up picking up DSR Plus tricks through Free Flip for the dark V1. So I ended up with the familiar with all that, the app badge. So yeah, sweet setup. Really enjoying that, and then I just recently picked up LBR as a backup, which was a blast from one of the guys down in New Mexico. Yeah, both those guns just fantastic. Coming from a Mark, I mean, they're great shooters. That thing still runs. I still take it out from time to time. I'm thinking about buying too many upgrades from Blast Legacy now that they're back for it, and just rocking out with it. But yeah, man, those two things are just monster shooters, and it's just so crazy that all the upgrades and quality of life. And I was even telling Mike last week, I think I blew up probably. I mean, that paint was junk. It was old.
Yeah.
It was brittle. Nobody wanted to shoot it but me, and so I was like, fine, I'll shoot it. And I shot 7 pods of it, and it was just leaking out the eye covers, and that thing was still shooting, still telling me balls are coming through, like still going. And I'm like, that's awesome, dude. Like, I can't imagine the Mark handling that. And that thing was a blender. Those things shot fast. But yeah, that's the setup right now.
Me, I'm keeping it simple. I got a beautiful G04. She slays dragons, and I got it from the Great Mountains of Southwest Paintball. So I'm riding that dragon till it's slayed.
All right. Well, we'll take it out. Thank you guys for coming on the show.
Cool, bro.
I was super excited. Hey,
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
a ton for having us, man.
We'll check in the off season with you guys and make Blanco come on too.
There you go.
Yeah, hell yeah. Sounds
We'll
good.
have a good time. I'm gonna stop it. We just gotta hang out for a bit and see how the uploads go. All right.
Okay. Cool.
Thanks for tuning in to the Planet Paintball Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Whether you're out there grinding in the divisional pits or chasing dreams on the pro stage, remember, it's all about the passion, the hustle, and the love for the sport. Shout out to 1023 Sportswear for sponsoring the show. Don't forget to use code Planet Paintball at checkout for 20% off your order. Gear up, save big. Until next time, keep grinding, keep growing, and we'll see you back here on the Planet Paintball Podcast